after a little rage session. No, it wasn't a rage session. My chair just broke. I just laid back in it and it broke, honey. I swear. I don't know. Hey everyone, Sean here. How's it going? So, I am going to start a series of videos that we do projects for game rooms and gamer rooms and anything that has to do with that. So LEDs, chairs, desks, custom desks, computers. I have a project here today for you that is my gamer chair. I had a little run-in with it. It's just built out of pretty cheap plastic. So, yeah, the arms broke. And I don't know how that would have happened. I'm sure you guys kind of know how that happens. So do I. So, this is how I fixed it. Let's take a look. Okay, so first step is I needed to get some Allen keys because that's what these bolts were. And we just take the bolts out, take all the broken hardware off, and then we can, it's always nice to have it because it gives you a template that you can use for the next steps. The rest of the chair is still pretty good. So I am going to, you can see here, this will actually get 3 of the bolts that I need onto this one piece of steel. So I believe this is about 3/8 thick. Yeah, way overkill again for what I need. But as you can see right there, I can get 1, 2, 3 holes into the main steel of that. Now, this is a pretty involved project. It requires quite a few tools and quite a few skills. So I don't expect really too many people to be able to do all of this. But you could also do it out of a piece of 1/2-inch wood or something like that. And that might even hold up too. A piece of plywood or a piece of MDF. And then if all you needed for that was a saw and a jigsaw or something like that. So it is possible to do it yourself if you want. And if you have the tools that I have here, well, you can make it out of steel too. So what I did was I first cut the pieces of steel and then I prepped them for welding to make some V-grooves. And then once I have them prepped for welding, I put them up and I align them with some magnets. And we do some tack welds, keep it in place, make sure everything's good and straight, and then we can finish off the main welds across the V-grooves. Once we're done all the welding, then we can use a cutting torch, and we're gonna go outside and torch them up. We traced out the size and the contours of the pieces that I broke, and we put them onto the steel, and then we're going to use the cutting torch to cut out that shape. Once that shape is cut, we put the two together, and we have everything as kind of one piece, right? We weld them together side by side so that when we grind it flat and grind it smooth, both pieces are actually going to be basically the same because they're welded side by side and you're grinding both at the same time. So it will be uniform from side to side if you do it that way. Also, if you do it this way, you can polish everything up and it just makes it look a lot nicer because everything looks the same side to side, right? Next thing we're going to do is take it to the drill press, and we traced out and punched our guide holes so that we can do a pilot hole, and then we have to drill a hole all the way through the steel. And then I also took a bigger bit and I drilled a hole the size of the receivers for the bolts on the actual chair, so that everything fits together, and it actually, the receivers for the bolts on the chair will actually go right into the bracket so that everything is solid. And then once you tighten it up, it tightens the bolt right up into the steel, and then nothing can move. So once the holes are all drilled, we can paint it up, and then we can mount everything together. And as you can see, it turned out pretty good in the end. I don't have my armrests anymore, but I have a desk that kind of has armrests on it, so I wasn't too concerned. The armrests got in the way of my desk anyways, so that wasn't a big loss on my part. And if I really wanted to, I could probably make something out of it and put the arms back on. But like I said, my desk already has arms, so I just left them off for this. And I think it worked out well. Saved myself another couple $100. Didn't have to buy a new chair and fixed. So I'm just going to walk you through how I tightened up the bolts on the actual chair. And yeah. You see, I took this apart. This has got the metal bracket there, and it's actually just a piece of plywood. And it was just stapled in with staples. And I'm going to show you how I took it apart when I take apart the other side. But I'll just show you how I'm putting it back together here. See, that goes like that. And then this here, just going to get a stapler and staple this all around. Then this will get stapled down there, and it will all be covered up. So see, on the other side here, we will just get a screwdriver. So I just got a flathead screwdriver. You can see if you peel this back here, right in there, there's staples. So see, that's just a little staple. You can take a pair of pliers. It's called a set nut. It sets itself into the wood, but you can see it's totally backed out almost, and the whole thing is loose. So you can take these off. And you still have a staple here. Take off this one. Guess we might want a couple more up here. Give us some material to work with. And then pull that up and over. Where's our Allen key? Okay, so that gave you a pretty good overview on how I took the chair apart, and then as you can see here, I'm just tightening up the 2 bolts into those set nuts, and that made the whole chair solid again. And it's just a matter of me sitting in it, I guess, that it came that loose. So that is how I fixed my chair, everyone. Have a great day. I hope this gave you some insights on how to fix some of your stuff, and I hope to put out some more of these. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.